Hey friends, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
Today we're going to be reviewing Perry Mason, episode 6, entitled Chapter 6. Okay guys, this show's momentum is really picking up thanks to the trial of Emily Dotson. So we get to see Perry Mason as a lawyer.
Oh my gosh, it was so uncomfortable.
It wasn't what I had expected. He just seemed so cool. And he was not. He was very shaky and unsettled. And I swear when he was having his coughing fit, I thought it was like he was trying to stall.
I thought so too. I thought he was trying to create a diversion or something.
Or we're going to have to take a recess or something.
It took a long time. They didn't speed through that. It was I felt like it was minutes long.
They wanted you to feel uncomfortable. And then, of course, the DA Barnes was trying to play up the sympathy for him in front of the jury, by giving him water.
Oh my gosh.
I saw right through that.
He didn't want to take it at first, but then he was like, I have to take it.
It's I have to. Yeah. Oh my gosh. When we saw Matthew Dodson testifying, well, first of all, when he was like, well, who says he's my son? Referring to Charlie, I was like, well, actually, you're right. I never thought of that.
I was really mad at him for saying that because isn't that a typical thing to say? I feel that was totally a talk show ploy, a Jerry Springer thing. How do I know that's my baby? But then like you said, I was just oh.
I never thought of that. But I also kind of thought Matthew was playing it up a little bit. And I don't know if it was the actor being over dramatic or he's being told to really make her out to be the villain.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's in on this.
Yeah, he's definitely got something. There's something going on.
I mean, you loved her at one point. I mean, it's all hate for her.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know. Yeah. Speaking of anger, Perry Mason has a lot of little spurts of anger. I mean, this is really getting to him, obviously, but especially when Emily decided to not tell him the story of her tryst with George, with the baby in the next room.
Were you mad at her? I was mad at her. I was like, okay, you don't deserve to go to jail for this. It does not mean that you murdered anybody, but that's really not cool.
What are you doing?
Oh, that's not cool.
That is borderline disgusting. And then she's like, well, the door was open. I'm like, so the baby...
That's even worse.
Yeah.
And they prop the baby up with pillows and stuff so it wouldn't fall off. It could still fall off the bed. That baby was kind of big.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say anymore now. Yeah, I'm like, Emily, come on. I want to root for you.
Yeah.
The actress that plays Emily, Gail Rankin.
Yes.
I have to give her a little bit of props because especially in the courtroom scenes, she doesn't have a lot to say because she can't, but she shows a lot of different types of emotions like despair and fear and anger. And I don't know, I just thought that was really good.
So what's the emotion that she's showing now that she actually believes that everyone's going to be apologizing to her because Charlie will be back?
Because she thinks Sister Alice is going to resurrect her baby Charlie.
Yeah.
Well, she still has the support of Alice and the church. Yes. But, oh my gosh, I can't help but notice again that the scene with Sister Alice and Perry, I saw some tension and some chemistry. She even got close to him.
Yes, I saw it too.
You saw it too, right? But I'm kind of relieved that they're not writing it in. I mean, spoiler alert, there's going to be a season 2, which is so exciting. So maybe that'll develop later, but I'm kind of glad it's not right now because it might be too much of a distraction from the trial.
Yes, I'm actually getting really distracted by the fact that we just learned that there's a season 2 because now I want to know who's going to stick around. I feel like Sister Alice, will she stick around or will this story be done?
That's a good question.
I think Lupe will stick around though because
I think Lupe for sure.
Lives, next door to him or her business is right there, so she'll stick around. So I'm kind of wondering those questions right now too.
Those are all good questions. Yeah, I mean, back to Sister Alice and her mom Bertie. Yes. Her mom wants to run. Sister Alice is having a little bit of a power trip and it's it's my church.
Yeah, egomaniacal thing going on there.
Yeah, and when we had talked a few episodes about what they're putting in her IV exactly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that has something to do with what's going on with her. Yeah. And her auditory hallucinations and thinking she can resurrect a dead child. Anyway, let's move on to one of my favorite scenes only because it was so beautifully executed, and that's when Paul Drake takes the stand.
Okay.
So when he's testifying, it's obviously very tense. But all I kept thinking was like, which one of you, Drake and Perry, which one of you is going to break? Because they both have something to hide.
Yeah.
So I was like, is Drake and all the guilt, is he just going to like spill it? But then I'm like, or is Perry going to say, I have this evidence of the dentures? And I have to also give props to the director who decided when Perry was walking down the aisle to show how many feet it was for like the blood stain. And then did you notice that he was in between Drake's eyeline and Ennis behind him? And he just goes like this and like moves to the left so that he's covering Ennis so Drake can't see him.
Oh, I did not notice that.
I thought that was so well done.
No,
and big because he knows that Ennis is influencing Drake.
Oh,
yeah.
Good one.
I thought that was really cool. I also don't like that the commander gave Drake hush money.
Ooh, I know. I was so mad, but I really like how that was like the turning point for Drake. I like when he said like, I do not like being owned.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit well with me. And I was like, yeah, that's right. And
Good for you.
Every scene with him, with Officer Drake this episode. Like, everyone was filled with tension, and like you could just see his conscience.
Yes.
Like, so
I agree. That actor Chris Chalk, who plays Drake, I think he's so captivating in this role because like his intensity is like very subtle.
Yes.
But piercing, where like every scene I'm just like I can't keep my eyes off of him. So that actor's doing a great job. And it's interesting because his energy in this episode specifically is like the opposite of Perry, because Perry's all worked out.
Yes.
So I almost think that like they could be a really good, like they could complement each other if they were to work together in the future, which looks like that's what's going to happen.
I totally get that vibe for like the season 2.
Yeah.
Right? And there was a lot of buzz like before the show started about this Perry Mason not being your, grandmother's Perry Mason, but having more of a true detective vibe. And then now that I see how their relationship is growing, I can see that they could be like the two people at the center of like the series. That'd be kind of cool.
The dynamic duo. Yeah, for sure. Well, he's got a lot of good people on his side. Let's talk about the dream team that is Perry, Della, and Pete.
Yes.
So Della still continues to be like this beacon of hope for Emily. Yes. Obviously, and she's just doing all the like behind the scenes work.
Yes,
it doesn't get a lot of the credit, but that's okay. We see
the brains behind the dream team.
Right, exactly. Exactly, yeah. And then we get to see Della's girlfriend's helping out, and she has a name. Yes. Hazel. And then I have to give props to Pete and the actor who plays Pete, Shea Wiggum, who just they both excelled in this performance, the character and the actor. When Pete was in Denver and he was talking to that mining secretary, that was hilarious.
Oh, yes, it was.
He like met his match in her.
I know. I was like, what's going on there? They had like a real fun like chemistry there.
I know. That was kind of fun. But I will say they're making Pete out to be just so awesome and lovable. I'm afraid they're going to kill him.
No, he's going to be in season 2.
Oh, right. Of course he is, right?
He's going to be part of the gang.
I can only hope. I think Drake might have to do that work. He might have to take over if he's killed off. I don't know. I don't want that to happen because I love him so much. I just have a feeling that's where it's going.
Oh, yeah. Because if Drake maybe leaves the police force and then ooh.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah. So.
Okay.
But I don't want it. But you know what I mean? Like they build these characters up so much that you're just like, I love them. You fall in love with them. And then of course, because they're going to kill him.
Oh gosh, you're right.
That's TV theory. That breakdown that Perry had in the car.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh my gosh, it was so emotional and raw. And Matthew Rhys, brilliant.
Yes.
As always. Yeah, a lot of we got to see a little bit of a different tone to Perry.
Yes.
This episode. And then of course at the end when Ennis admits that he was hired to do a job that went wrong. And I didn't know that Holcomb didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. And now like they really kind of spelled it out, like the relationship and how it's going. Like Holcomb's bad, but Ennis is way worse.
Yeah.
Because if Holcomb can be like, no, you're bad. They're
right.
Both.
But
now Holcomb is bad too, because I thought, oh, maybe Holcomb was going to take like the moral high ground, like my type of bad wasn't as bad as yours. But now he just wants to kill the guy who's in, yeah. Oh,
yeah. No, it shows that they're both just as bad. It's like one's not worse than the other.
No.
He like wants to kill anybody that finds out about this. So I don't know. I know. Exactly.
You don't know?
We don't know anything.
I know.
Everyone's a suspect. Everybody's suspicious to me. You know what? For a second, I was even thinking Hazel was suspicious. I'm sorry. But I was like, what is your purpose here? Are you spying? I don't know. I just feel like that's where this show is taking me. I don't know. We got 2 episodes left, yes?
Oh my gosh, yes, exactly.
And this was a great episode just to like set it up. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Yes, me too.
All right, that's all I have.
Well, really quick, I just can't wait to see what the backstory for Sister Alice is, because did you see in the little preview, they show her as a little girl with long, dark, black hair.
True.
Don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to find out.
I know, it's really interesting. I'm excited. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time when we review episode 7 of Perry Mason. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.